Hey guys, welcome back with another video with Linksy. How are you all doing today? We have a land battle today. This is a land battle carried out by the tournament rules for Colosseum. So it is, I believe, a maximum of 6 of every individual unit, a maximum of 4 pikemen and 3 archers, which are bowmen or slingers, and 2 skirmishers, which are basically peltas or just pila throwers. And yeah, let's get straight into it. It is Nabatea, Kush, and Saba versus Parthia, Galatia, and myself as Massaisli, which is my favorite faction. Let's get going. It's quite fast, it goes really quickly. So, straight off the bat, I don't know what happened with Saba. He triggered Renzi charged right off the bat over there. Now, interesting to note that disciples of Apatamak were brought in quite large numbers. So you have a front line of Kush, the slave infantry, and then disciples of Apatamak and Kushite slaves in the rear. And there's probably more over here, which we cannot see as of yet. Desert Levy moving forward for Nabatea, with Nabatean swordsmen backing it up. Ex-warriors, armored hoplites and archers, with Nabatean cav at the back, camel spearmen and heavy lancers. They're going against Parthia, which has a ridiculous amount of cataphracts. So cataphracts over here, some over there, and then it has a front line of Persian hoplites with some missile units, Eastern javelins, Parthian foot archers, whatever. From my end, I brought an army of Desert Legionnaires, so I got a few Desert Legionnaires. I mixed it up a bit. Numidian spearmen, a couple of armored Numidian spearmen as well. Together, those were going to be my anti-cav formation. Numidian spearmen have 30 bonus versus large, so that's quite a bit. And then a little front line of Numidian light infantry over there. My armored Numidian rider general and shock cavalry units bringing up the rear, Numidian noble cavalry and desert cavalry on the flanks. And over here Saba makes a massive mistake of not challenging my charge to the flank. He starts realizing and moves in his units and starts moving troops over there for some reason. He does it in a column formation, and that opens his flank entirely to my charge. He does have a lot of saving cataphracts, which are going to be really difficult to deal with. Over here, these Galatian riders just charge into the flanks of those slingers and those Muskrat Marauders, and same goes over here. I just start isolating units, armored Numidian riders charging in to those Desert Spearmen, and that's as well I could bring some troops from the rear. Side charges, so this is just a beautiful charge. One charge and it got 100 kills actually. It basically pretty much just breaks that unit instantly. Over here, this unit kind of just smashes into the center of the formation, and it does a lot of damage. These Galatian riders are still coming in, and they've done an incredible job of holding back these saving cataphracts, slowing them down, giving me the time I need to just pull back, break as many units as possible, and do as much damage as possible. I charge in my Numidian light infantry because I see the general and I'm trying to get the peel off, but it didn't work. Because if I manage to kill that general, that's a really expensive unit and it will do a lot of damage. These armored Numidian riders, I'm cycle charging these saving cataphracts. Of course, I can only do so much damage. What I'm really trying to do is get these volleys from those Numidian riders to do their thing. Now, over here in the center, Galatia, standard Galatian army, cavalry, strong front line, Galatian legionnaires, and then a lot of Syrian archers. The thing is, I think with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of the Disciples of Padamak, that's going to be quite difficult. This is just an absolute mess over here. As the engagement goes on, just a lot of damage is being done. I got a Numidian light infantry just to throw peel into those slingers. Those slingers are not having a good time. He's trying to stop me with his desert spearmen, but at the same time, he's losing all of his fight back here with the cavalry. Me completely held down by just 1 or 2 units of heavy cavalry over there. Armored Numidian riders doing a good job over there and holding the line quite significantly. This is where the charge on the other side starts. The cataphracts charging in straight in into the Nabatean swords, and let me tell you, camel cataphracts are not really going to get held back by these swords. As you can see, the numbers are plummeting down to the ground. It's just a massive mosh pit. Armored camel spearmen versus royal cataphracts and eastern cataphracts. They're going to have a long fight, but they're going to win in the end. Desert heavy lancers pulling back, trying to do some cycle charges. But now the Eastern Cataphracts coming to the rear of this force, and this round is happening. The main fight over here, the main line fight, is going in favor of Nabatea over there, but that won't last long. Once this is cleared up, there's going to be a rear charge over there. Over on this side, it's still an absolute mess. My Numidian light infantry charging into those camel spearmen, trying to hold camel cataphracts, holding them in place as long as possible, so I can then just throw the Pila in from the rear and do as much damage as possible. The desert spearmen over there doing a bit of a number on my troops, but now my front line is fully engaged and I am slowly raking in the kills. I'm killing on all the units over here. My desert legionnaire is doing relatively well against all of those troops. Cycle charges from the mercenary Cappadocian cavalry over there doing quite a lot of damage. The main problem is the disciples of Apetamak just ripping through anything they fight. Their roar is ridiculously strong, so they're going to do a lot of damage. The good thing is that Galicia is managing to hold them off till we clear the flanks. The flanks are completely collapsing. Saba's almost entirely gone. He, with little effort at this point in time, most of his cataphracts are breaking and his front line is gone. I am literally just wiping in the rest. This part of the front line broke. I'm sending in hordes of units over there to deal with that. My general is charging into this side of this Muskrat Marauders, and now I'll be able to recharge. There you go. This is what I was referring to. Just getting really good cycle charges and etc. It does do a really good counter charge with these Sabian cataphracts, which will do a lot of damage to me. But really and truly, what is important is these two are still alive. These noble cavalry are my hitting card. Now at this point, Galicia is suffering quite significantly. There's a lot of pressure being placed on it. But really and truly, there is not much that the this side of the map could do, the enemies could do for us at this point in time, as most of their infantry is gone. Like the Saba's in full master out. Again, he does have a few units here and there. He still has 2 units of relatively healthy camel cataphracts, but his general is about to get surrounded and swamped. My Numidian armored Numidian rider is getting another amazing charge over here, just killing everything that goes. These cataphracts are going to do a lot of damage, I agree with you, and that's going to be painful to deal with, but that's absolutely fine. The important thing at this point is to be surrounding their units. The armored Numidian spearmen over here get pretty much flattened by a camel cataphract, but keep in mind this armored Numidian spearman costs something like 600 gold, and this camel cataphract is 1300. So the Numidian spearmen are actually getting better value for money, because this guy lost 13 units over there quite easily. Partia is now doing his thing. He is completely surrounded the army and is just picking off 1 unit at a time and just doing as much damage as possible. Just completely eliminating Nabatea from the equation. The only proper army that is still intact is, of course, Kush with the Disciples of Apetamak pretty much killing everything. The Galatian Legionnaires are holding up on as long as possible. And on my end, what I'm trying to do is kill and clean up the Sabian forces as much as possible, so then I can bring the hammer into the side of this army. My Desert Legionnaires here are fighting Kush Slave Streamer. I'm trying to hold the flank of Galatia as long as possible. But really and truly I couldn't spare any more troops, because even though I did completely wipe out this army, I did lose quite a bit in the process. These cataphracts did kill a lot in total, but I think I did better than I expected I would do. Now this is the time where my noble cavalry is to shine. There's 200 kills on that one and 140 kills on this one. I'm just cleaning up, making sure that these guys don't come back. So I'd rather they wouldn't come and start shooting me in the rear. These Desert Spearmen getting charged, and they're going to get died. Now, keep in mind, these are 250 and 194. Just watch what I do with them now. I pull back my forces over here and I charge in. Now, my Desert Legionnaire over here is getting surrounded by these Kush Slave Infantry and the Disciples. There are lots of Numidian bowmen on the field as well, so that's going to be a pain to deal with. Kushite archers are also shooting a lot. And at this point, we realize that Galatia is dead, and we're like, oh shit, what happened there? And while Nabatea is completely dispersed all over the place, and it's being cleaned up slowly by Partia, we're seeing what the hell we can do to try and sort this out. Over here, finally, I break the slingers. Slingers are gone. I bring more my Numidian nobles forward, and I'm just slowly marching in my line, trying to create a front line of sorts. I charge in my armored desert cavalry, sorry, in here to try and do some damage, but in retrospect, I should have probably been moving them more actively, and I just do that over here, charging those Kushite archers, and then I rear charge all of this disciples for Padamak. I was hoping they would break easier, but their fear made my Desert Legionnaires break really quickly, as well as their charge. So they're doing a really good job over there. I'm getting what's left of my forces. Galatia only has these archers left, and I believe they're all out of ammunition. Yes, they are. Not the ideal situation over there for us. Over here, I'm doing a little bit of an essence. I'm cleaning up some troops, kill padding if you so will. No, I basically forgot my unit over here and was just killing everything. It's still targeted on that unit, and at some point I realized, and I bring it forward to the side. This was a really good charge that I got on my end. Like, so, Partia charges in, there are cataphracts over here, gets a really good charge on that, and I just charge in with everything I got to do as much damage as possible. I pick off these Kush archers, and now I'm just trying to form my lines in a way that I can just attack. There's still some archers over there that are doing some damage, and this was again another really good charge from my end. I was really lucky, and I'm getting some decent charges in basically surrounding the forces, hammer and anviling them. They are breaking my units, it's true, but that hammer and anvil is making them really damaged, being attacked in the rear, exhausted. Cycle charging, I got more units coming in. So these guys are 271 kills, really good numbers, and we're still doing damage. I charge in, and over here I'm just doing as much as I can. These guys are really strong units, so they can take in a lot of a fight. Over here, my Desert Legionnaires, my general is dead, my forces are pretty much broken at half strength, so it's quite annoying. Disciples over there being broken, but now at this point there's nothing much left. My cavalry is just wreaking havoc, both of them reaching 400 kills, and my Desert Legionnaires over here just charging into the general and trying to do some damage. We're collapsing on his line over there, and it's pretty much gone. On this side, the Nabatean forces are having army losses, and they're getting cycle charged by these cataphracts, who did a ridiculous job. I'm 400 kills on that cataphract. Foot archers doing really well. The general over here seems to have been caught out, but now is really doing a good job in just hitting these disciples in the rear. Cataphract charge into an unarmored force is really good. One of my cavalry broke, I believe, 454 kills. Over here is doing really well, but where's my other cavalry unit? Did it break? Yeah, 450 kills, unfortunately broke with 6 left. And I'm just doing the best I can to try and kill this general, because once this general dies, I know it's going to be the end of the Kushite army, and all I have left is these Numidian noble cavalry. Army losses are to hit any second now. The army losses, yeah, they hit there. From my end, my Desert Legionnaires are not really having a good time, but we finally managed to clean this up, and this unit does not get 500 kills. And it was quite fun. So it was myself, Greece, and Essence fighting against Marshall at the Madzisti. A really fun game. I really enjoyed it. This was a really nice break that I had during my studying. Really proud of my army, because I rarely get such a good amount of kills and to get the value for money from my units. So I'm quite happy with that. My Desert Legionnaires did really well, almost 300 kills on all of them. My light infantry, one of them got 200, that was really cool. My spears didn't do so well, particularly, but then again, keep in mind that whenever they were killing something, they were killing really expensive units, and these guys are super cheap compared to that. So again, good value for money. And then my Numidian noble cavalry just cleaning up shop, just doing so much damage. My armored cavalry, armored Numidian riders doing well as well. 251 kills, 157 and 192. Overall, my army did really well. Greece did good as well, considering what he was facing. His units were tied down by Adam, who did ridiculously well with his disciples of Apadamak. They were grouped counter towards the Galatian legionnaires' armor and mobility. He still got a decent amount of kills, but he was just holding, biding his time. And then Essence, just his cavalry doing Essence-y things. So he got 448 kills in one. His camels did okay, but keep in mind he was fighting Zesti, who had a lot of cavalry as well. So there were 8 units of cavalry which he was fighting. So all these kills should actually theoretically be higher for regards value for money. And then the army over here of Zesti actually doing really well. The Ametine swordsmen when fighting against the Persian hoplites and the Bactrian hillman over there. Although 152 kills on Bactrian hillman, sorry, on hillman is really nice to see. But yes, the Nabatean swords doing very well, and that's something to. And even this Nabatean ex-warriors, his cavalry on the other hand didn't do as well. With regards to Adam, his disciples of Apedamax Pam did really good. 361 kills, 371 kills, 415 kills, 333 kills. They did really good. The main issue with them is that once they did their charge, they are a one-shot cannon. I mean, they barely did any damage to my army. My army was on its last ladders when I fought him, and I still managed to break most of his troops quite easily, with just a little bit of cav micro. And with regards to Marshall, he did well with 1 unit of cataphracts, but I think the best, the value, when you start getting value for money with these cataphracts is when you skip to 150 to 175 kills with them, and there's only 1 of them. The others that came close is just 2 more. And even these, the Marip Camel Cataphracts are even more expensive than the Sabian Camel Cataphracts, and the others I killed really easily. These Levy Spearmen doing doing as you expect from Desert Spearmen. And then the Muskrat Marauders, I mean, they were fighting against Desert Legionnaires, so we're not ever going to win. Also, Muskrat Marauders need a little bit more micro, and you don't charge in the front with them, but rather to the side. Guys, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. If you guys are interested, details for joining Discord down below. We do these games all the time. And if you want, there's also details for the Coliseum Siege tournament, and use the Discord link. If it doesn't work, let me know and I'll refresh it, or I'll just put it in your comment. You're welcome to join. We're still looking for people. If you want to join, the registrations are open till the 1st, so feel free to join in and let's have a good time. Bye bye guys, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.